The collective notes of "Happy Birthday" rippled through civic centers and neighborhoods on Friday, June 5. But it was a birthday remembrance nobody wanted to sing. In fact, the song for Breonna Taylor was sung in protest, as thousands took to streets all over Los Angeles County for a 10th day of collective outrage over police brutality and racism in America. Taylor, an African-American medical worker in Louisville, Kentucky, was killed by police in March when a battering ram crashed its way into her apartment during a search. Police gunshots fatally wounded Taylor, who would have been 27 on Friday. And it was 10 days since George Floyd, an unarmed African-American man, was captured on cell phone video taking his last breaths while a now former Minnesota police officer pressed his knee down onto Floyd's neck. The rage unleashed by that video was in the notes as large crowds in places like Venice Beach, Long Beach, La Mirada and Downtown LA sang for Taylor. It was part of a large day of singing that song and protesting that, while peaceful, was historic in its scope in the region. With calm spreading, Mayor Eric Garcetti said National Guard troops will start leaving Los Angeles soon, though Sheriff Alex Villanueva could call them back if needed. On an overcast day, demonstrations flared up or were planned in Chatsworth, North Hollywood, Culver City, North Hollywood, Venice, La Mirada, Long Beach, Downey, Santa Monica, West Hollywood, Westminster, Whittier, San Dimas and Pomona. The week was waning, and so were energy levels, for some who've marched and stood multiple days. But it was the cause that was still front and center on Friday, even as decision-makers at city halls, state houses and police departments across the region and the nation began to ponder a new kind of future post-protests. A focus on Floyd gave way to Taylor. Say her name, Breonna Taylor. They chanted at the intersection of Lakewood Boulevard and Hardwick Avenue in Long Beach, where the group of hundreds stopped and took a knee. On the early morning sands of Venice Beach, a crowd simply sat in the sand at first, discussing how they could bring about some kind of change in a moment where the nation is divided. Both peaceful and rowdy protests can send the message, said Bemi Fasalojo, 27, from Playa Del Rey. Things need to change. We're finally standing up. And then they got up and marched together to Santa Monica Pier, LAPD ATVs in tow as surfers cut through to the waves. In downtown L, where large crowds continued to gather into the late afternoon after a long week of similar scenes, L City Hall was yet again an epicenter of discontent and demands for change. There was weariness there after days of demonstrations, but also thankfulness in a day that belied the recent heatwave. Everyone is tired, but we want change for everyone, said Kendra Walker, 48, of Altadena.